What up, y'all? What it do? My name is Hill, aka Miss Indigo Blue. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for coming back again and again and again and again. If you are learning English, but you already know Spanish, this video will help you. If you already know Spanish but are learning English, and I hope I said that the opposite way that I just said whatever else I said. So either way, this video will help you because both translations will be said and both translations will be written on the screen. This lesson is going to be a little bit different than just reading from the book, simply because when we were in our first week of class, the teacher handed out this phrase collection. And his biggest thing is you're not learning Spanish if you're not speaking Spanish. So one thing he says is to take the opportunity to speak Spanish with anyone whenever you can. And so these quick phrases are things that can help you say, hello, my name is, good morning, can you help me? Do you need help? And things like that. So we're going to go over this list of phrases. I'm going to pop them up on YouTube on the screen in both English and Spanish. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this conversation. So what would be said in Spanish is hola, buenos dias. And that in English means hi, good morning. If it were the afternoon, instead of saying buenos dias, you would say buenas tardes. So you would say hola, buenas tardes, and that means hi, good afternoon. If it were the evening, nighttime, you would say hola, buenas noches, and in English that means hello, good evening. So again, hola, buenos dias. Hola, buenas tardes. Hola, buenas noches. And in English, it's hi, good morning, hi, good afternoon, or hi, good evening. The next thing we're going to say is, how are you? ¿Cómo estás? So, ¿cómo estás? It says como está on this paper, but I'm pretty sure it's como estás. Somebody correct me. ¿Cómo estás? Because I'm asking you, how are you doing? If I'm wrong, let me know. The next line is doing very well in yourself. And in Spanish, that's bastante bien, gracias, y usted. So bastante bien is doing very well. Gracias is thank you. So they stick thank you in there, and you'll see thank you stuck in a lot more than we say thank you in English. And then usted is and yourself. So doing very well, thank you, and yourself, bastante bien, gracias, y usted. And sometimes things are said in Spanish the same way when you ask a question and when you make a statement, and it's just the deflection on it that signifies whether or not it's a question or a statement. So sometimes we'll have to think about that. Now we're going to say doing well, thanks, and in Spanish that's bien, gracias. If you want to say that you're doing very well, you put that muy in there, right? So, muy bien, gracias. Doing very well, thanks. Then we're going to say, may I help you in Spanish. So if you see someone who's kind of looking like they need help and you realize they speak Spanish and you're like, well, I'm going to try to help them, you can say, ¿Puedo ayudarle? And that means, may I help you? Or if you hear someone say that to you and you do need help, you could tell them that you do need help. So that question again was, ¿Puedo ayudarle? If you wanted to ask someone if they need help, there's another way to say that, and it's saying, do you need help instead of may I help you. So to say, do you need help is necesita ayuda. Necesita ayuda. Necesita ayuda. That means, do you need help in English? All right, so the next thing we're going to say is yes, thank you. So after they've asked, do you need help? You're going to say yes if you need help by saying sí, por favor. I think most of us know that line. We've probably at least used it once or twice for whatever reason. But in English, yes, thank you is sí, por favor. And if you don't need help, then you tell them no, thank you. And then you can also say, I'm good. And the way that you say that in Spanish is no gracias, estoy bien. So no gracias is no thanks. No gracias. Estoy bien. Estoy bien means I'm good. All right, so now you're going to learn how to say your name in Spanish. So your name doesn't have to change in Spanish. I remember when we were in high school, the teacher would give us Spanish names. So my name is Hillary. So I'd walk into class and she'd say, Hola, Julia. And there was a Jody. She'd say, Hola, Juana. And I don't remember what everybody else's name was, but some of the names, of course, were easier to translate than others. Like if your name was like Chris, so for something like that, then it was easy. I remember one of the people's names was Cristobal. But you could say your own name. You don't have to change your name to a Spanish translation. So you would say, Me llamo Hillary. Me llamo, whatever your name is. My name is. Or you can say soy. Soy Hillary. And that means I am. So I am Hillary. So either way, you can say that. And then you can tell them thank you for helping you by saying thanks for your help. The way that you say that in Spanish would be gracias por su ayuda. So thanks for your help. And then if they're polite, they're going to say back to you, of course, my pleasure. Claro, un placer. So in English, of course, my pleasure. In Spanish, claro, un placer. And then if you enjoyed meeting the person who you just met, you can tell them that it was a pleasure to meet them. So in English, we say a pleasure to meet you. In Spanish, they say un placer conocerle. Un placer conocerle. A pleasure to meet you. Thanks. Same here would be the response in English. Gracias. Igual in Spanish. So in English, we say thanks. Same here. In Spanish, they say gracias. Igual. And then if you are going to depart ways, you can tell them to have a good day or have a good night. If you want to say have a good day, you're going to say que tengas bien día. And if you want to say have a good night, you're going to say que tengas bien noche. And thanks, same to you, would be a beautiful way for you to say thanks before you walk away. Thanks, same to you, sounds like gracias igualmente in Spanish. So did I say? I think I skipped a line. It's a pleasure to meet you. Un placer conocerle. Thanks, same here. So it was nice to meet you as well. Basically, in Spanish is thanks, same here. Gracias, igual. So we got gracias, igual. Thanks, same here. Que tengas bien día. Have a good day. Or que tengas bien noche. Have a good night. Gracias, thanks, and igualmente, same to you. So if I slandered any of that, y'all let me know. Hopefully this helps you practice to have conversations with someone. If you want to know more about the class that I am attending, because I'm attending on Zoom, there are people in my local area that go directly to the class, but there are lots of Zoom seats. There's morning classes and evening classes. I am in the first level. I think there's 2 or 3 levels of the class. There's for sure at least 2. I think there might be 3. The gentleman who teaches the class moved to Venezuela when he was a child, and he's been to several different Spanish speaking countries, so he knows different dialects. And sometimes when some things mean something in one country that means something else in another country, he's even able to kind of help us differentiate between those things. All right, so we're gonna pick up in the next video. It'll be another shorty, and we'll go through the next page of the book, and I'll probably just record it right after I get done with this, so don't come for me because I got the same clothes on. I'm just gonna cut this off and start that one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your feedback. I appreciate you. I love you. Subscribe, do all those things. Thumbs up if this helped you. Comment down below. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to talk about. What should we do? Should we make a group so that we can all learn how to speak back and forth to each other? I'm down with it. If you're down with it, let me know. See you again here soon. Ciao.